Hi, Linda Sessions here, and I am your instructor for Business 104, Introduction to Business. Now, I do have two sections of the class this semester, this first 8 weeks. One of you have the CRN 10832, and the other one is 11473. Since I do have two sections, it is very important if you're sending me an email and requesting a meeting or just have a question that you use your course email so that I know which class you're emailing me about, and I will show you exactly where that's at here in just a minute. This class is it's an introduction class, so we're going to be looking at some new, might be some new things for you. If you've had business in high school, some of it might be refresher. If you've been in business for a while and are coming back to school as a returning adult student, some of it might also be refresher. A little bit more about my background other than what's going to be in the intro, the instructor welcome for you. I went back to school as a returning adult student, so I remember what it's like being a little older and navigating the waters of all of a sudden being a student again. And sometimes it's not easy. And if you need some help with time management, with keeping things on track, just reach out, let me know, and I can do a Zoom meeting or a phone call, whatever you need. I am here to help you be successful in this class. So just make sure you reach out and ask. So I'm going to jump right in from this screen. By the way, this is my home office. I'm doing this video at home. Some videos I will do from my home office, some I will do at work. But you can see all the ducks. I do collect ducks, rubber ducks, lots of ducks. And I get asked a lot, why do I do ducks? No, I don't drive a Jeep. I've been collecting ducks a lot longer than Jeep has been doing ducks, but I love Jeeps, and I do leave ducks for Jeeps when I see them from time to time. But the reason I do ducks, if you see some ducks on a pond, and they are floating around, they look really serene, right? It's calming when you see ducks on a lake or on a pond. But underneath, those ducks are paddling like crazy, even just to stay in one spot. Otherwise, they'd all be on the shore, right? Because the winds blow them around. The currents, especially if they're in a lake or a river, the currents are battering them to and fro. So the only way they can go to where they need to go, or even if it's just staying in one spot, is to use their feet underneath the water, and we don't see that. We don't see that action. But when I look at my students, when I come across and I meet people, it reminds me a way of ducks, because all I see is what you want me to see. I see the calm, serene part. I see the happy face. I don't see what life's throwing at you. I don't see how bad or how strong or how hard you are paddling to get where you're going, or even just to get through an assignment in the class. I don't see that. So I give people ducks. And when I give somebody a duck, it makes them smile. And science has proven when you smile, so smile right now, it increases endorphins in your system and it helps you to feel a little bit better. So when I give somebody ducks and they smile, I've helped them to feel a little bit better, maybe just for a few moments, but I've changed the trajectory of their thoughts for a few minutes in that day. Maybe they're having a terrible, terrible day. I've made a difference. And then when they go back and they see those ducks, kept getting lower, then they smile again. So I give my students, my face-to-face students, ducks. If you want a duck, come by the South Campus and reach out and ask me, and I will get you a duck. My office on the South Campus is also crazy with ducks. I have 2 3D printers back here. My husband also does 3D printing. And I 3D print my ducks as well as dragons and pagoda houses and all sorts of stuff. But that's why I do ducks. I want to make people smile. and I want you to feel a little bit better and make a difference in your life for just a little teeny tiny bit. So hopefully I've made you smile. Now let's get into the class. Let me shrink this down. Here in Blackboard, you've got this dashboard. I'm just going to click on the 10832 class. They're both built the same way, so you're going to look the same. And I'm going to click up here and view as student. So what you see on this screen should be what you see when you get into the class. There's a start your course here, and you've got course information. Here's my instructor welcome. Now, if you don't want to read all of this information, right here I've actually made a podcast. So I've taken this information and I actually have it saved as a PDF, and I put it into this podcast. Now, what's really cool about this podcast is that it's two people talking together, and all I did was take this PDF and pop it in there. So when you get a chance, listen to that. I'll be showing you later this semester, or in a week or so, how I did that. You can do it too. It's really super easy. So you got your instructor welcome. Come back over here to modules. Read more about me. Here's the course syllabus. Now the course syllabus is our contract. It's what you can expect from me in this class and what I can expect from you. And you can see here my information again. Now, when you send me a message in Canvas, I usually respond back really quickly, but please, it might take 48 hours depending upon what's happening in my life. On the weekends, it might be a little longer, but I do try to check my email in my courses. I do try to look at them every single night because I realize your schedules are a little crazy. If you want to meet with me, just let me know when. I can meet with you around your schedule. If you need to meet in the evenings, we can make it happen. Just let me know. Understanding Business, the core, you have already paid for this book. You already have access to it, and we will be utilizing this book. One of my pet peeves as a student was when I had to pay $500 for a book, and we never opened it. So we do use the book. Course outcomes are listed here. Our educational philosophy. I try to have different experiences for you because I know people learn in a different way. Some of you learn better by reading, some better by doing. So we will have quizzes, we will have some projects, just some different things to hopefully help you to learn the best possible way about the introduction to business. What I ask from you too is to complete what you start. Everyone can pass this class. You just need to do the work, right? What you can expect from me is every Friday I will be sending out reminders. Hey, if you haven't completed the work that is due on Monday, you will get a reminder. And it's just that. It's just to let you know, hey, just in case you missed it, this is due on Monday. And then I try to send out reminders again Monday morning. So if you didn't get something done, you're going to get another reminder from me. Hey, it's due tonight. You need to get this turned in. So you will get those emails from me. If after the second week, if you're not passing the class, you will get a Navigate message from me. And the Navigate messages should go straight to your phone. And that, again, is just another way of me saying, hey, what's happening? You're not passing the class. What you are doing isn't working. Let's get together so we can figure out what you need to do to make it work. So I do try to do that. I do not like to accept late work. In fact, I think in the course it says I don't accept late work. I do realize, though, that sometimes life happens. Now, just because you're working doesn't mean I'm going to accept your late work. Okay. Now, if your power goes out, if there's a big storm and the power goes out and you're not able to finish stuff, hey, I might give you a couple of days. But you have a whole week to do the assignments. And you can work ahead. Don't wait until Sunday afternoon to start working on assignments. You're not going to get them all done, and you're not going to learn the best. Work a little each week, each day on the class. Like I said, there's quizzes, attendance. I do take attendance every week. And let's see. Here at the end of the syllabus is our list of assignments. You can see here, introduction on the first week, a couple of discussion boards. There's a writing assignment, do this first week, and a quiz. And you can see all the points, and you can see they're all due on August 25th. So I do try to make all the assignments due for the module on the same day, and they are all due by midnight on the due date. And that's, I think, on Monday, except for the last week, because the last day of class is a Sunday. And so that's the only difference. You can print this out if you want to and have it there. But reach out again if you have any questions. So let's come back to the module here. Here's tips for success. Look through that. I offer some information, and plus here in the tips for success I let you know about some of the things that are available to you on campus to help, as well as some things that are available online, so check that out. The textbook link is there. Discussion board grading criteria. For each discussion board, there's going to be one for each chapter, and it's going to ask you about information from the chapter. So before you do the discussion board, review the chapter, okay? Each discussion board is worth 20 points. 10 points is from your response. I don't want to see an AI-generated response. I want your thoughts. What do you think about the deal? I would like to see at least one paragraph, 3 to 4 sentences minimum, not just, oh, I agree with the chapter. I think they really covered the art of communication well. The textbook's written for you to learn from. So review the textbook. You can put more information in here if you want to. I just want to know that you understand the topic. Then you need to respond to a classmate. So if you can put your responses in, your first response in by Wednesday, that's going to give your classmates time to read somebody else's and turn it back in, because the other half is responding to somebody. So if nobody's responded, your fellow classmates can't do the other half of the assignment. So try to post early in the week. Reply to other posts later in the week when you have a chance to go back in and look to see what they've said. When you reply to somebody, don't just say, I agree. Why do you agree with them? What did they point out that maybe you hadn't thought of? Do a good quality post. And again, at least 3 to 4 sentences. If you do cite something, another article, or something in the textbook, it says here to use MLA or APA format. What I want to know is if you're citing something from the textbook, just say that, I found this in the textbook on page such and such. So that we can go back in and look and see as well, where did you find that information? I do look for business English, spelling, correct punctuation. I do check and make sure whether or not it's AI generated. I run it through a couple. If I suspect it's AI generated, then I will run it through a couple of AI programs. And if I suspect that, then I will send you an email and say, hey, what's going on? And give you a chance to, hey, let me know, hey, I'm just a really good writer or something. But if it comes back 100% AI generated, then you might not get points for that discussion board. So make sure you use your own words for this discussion boards. They are your thoughts. That's what it's supposed to be. Come back here to the modules. Come back down here, student resources. There's some videos. The Smart Book is here. I don't use the Smart Book in my class, but I left this in here. Here's the text, the link again. Here's Module 1. Let's look at this. Spend a few minutes on here. A list of assignments. Right here, it just lets you know these are the chapters that you need to review and read this week. Here's the assignments that are due. And then what you want to do, click right here, and it will take you straight to that chapter. And you know that that's all of this stuff. In Module 1, it's from 8:18 to 8:24. The introductions. click right here and it will take you to the discussion board. Welcome to the Introduction to Business Online. Tell us a little about yourself and why are you taking this class? Who are you? What's some of your background? What's some of your hobbies? Do you like ducks? Do you drive a Jeep? I don't know. What do you want me to know? What do you want your classmates to know about you? There's a discussion board for Chapter 1, a discussion board for Chapter 2, and then here's a writing assignment. So you're going to click on this, and you're going to look at the writing assignment. Government regulation in a capitalist economy. Well, what is a capitalist economy? Well, guess what? If you read the chapters, it's going to cover that information. So you're going to write a paper approximately 1 page in length that addresses the following questions. It needs to be at least 1 page. If you use citations, I expect them to be cited. You can use MLA or APA formatting. I don't care, either one. But I will be looking for it to be typed, double-spaced, 12-point font. And I do put these through what we refer to as CopyLeaks, which is an AI checker as well as a plagiarism checker. So I do look through all of that. And I do read them. And I usually make comments on them. So 1-inch margins, double-spaced, 12-point font. Here's what I'm going to be looking for. Okay. So how I'm going to be grading it. So let's see. You've got, it's 20 points, that's what I was looking for, and you have 3 attempts. So if you turn something in and it's like, well, wait a minute, I really didn't mean to turn that in yet, I wasn't done, you can turn it in again. Okay. I look usually at the last submission first, but if you don't get full points, then I look at the other submissions, and your highest grade is what counts. So back here in the modules, then you have a quiz. Okay, the quiz is open book. All right. I want you not to necessarily have to regurgitate the material, but I want you to think about it, and I want you to be able to understand the material. So that's Module 1. You've got Module 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. They are all open for you. If you want to, you can work ahead. Just don't fall behind. However, the final exam is not open until October 6th. And it is worth 140 points. So you can't do the final exam until October 6th. And so you got to wait on that one. But everything else is here for you. Each week I will try to do a video talking a little bit about the chapters. This video right here is just about the class. So try to keep my videos between 15 and 20 minutes long for you. Short, sweet, to the point. Reach out if you have any questions. I am here to help you, the student, be successful. And I can't read your minds, but this is an online class, so I can't see your face if you don't really understand what's going on. The only way I know is if you reach out to me or if you answer an email that I send to you or respond to something that I send out. So stay in contact, ask questions if you need to, and I look forward to working with you this semester in Intro to Business at WSU Tech. Again, I'm Linda Sessions, and I'm your instructor for this first 8 weeks. Have a great day. Bye.